Have you ever seen Simon Cowell cry on live television? It's one of the rarest sights in entertainment history, yet that's exactly what happened after Courtney Hadwin's journey took a devastating turn. What could shake the music industry's toughest judge to the point of tears? Stay with us as we uncover the untold story behind Courtney Hadwin's rise, her struggles, and the shocking moment that left the world, and Simon Cowell, in absolute disbelief. Courtney Hadwin's story isn't the typical rise to fame tale. It starts far from flashing cameras and roaring crowds in the quiet coastal town of Hartlepool, England, a place where the tides dictated life more than the headlines ever could. Within the walls of a modest brick house, the echoes of Etta James, Janis Joplin, and James Brown filled the air. From the earliest days of her childhood, Courtney was surrounded by a symphony of soul and blues, shaping her very identity before she even knew it. She wasn't the loudest kid in the room. She was the one who absorbed every note, every lyric, storing emotions she couldn't yet express in words. Behind closed doors, in her tiny bedroom, she transformed. Shy Courtney disappeared, and in her place stood a raw, electrifying force of nature, a voice far beyond her years. The world first met Courtney when she nervously stepped onto the America's Got Talent stage in 2018. Shaking and barely able to introduce herself, she seemed like just another shy teenager. But the moment the first chords of Otis Redding's Hard to Handle blared through the speakers, everything changed. Courtney unleashed a firestorm of energy, channeling decades of soul and swagger with every gritty note. The crowd went silent, then erupted in disbelief. Howie Mandel smashed the golden buzzer, showering her in a rain of golden confetti. Even Simon Cowell, the man who'd seen it all, sat speechless. That night, Courtney Hadwin didn't just perform. She ignited. A universal, undeniable force had arrived. Overnight, Courtney's life transformed. Headlines sang her praises. Viral videos catapulted her into global stardom. But with fame came a heavy, invisible burden. Record labels and executives loved her, but didn't know what to do with her. Courtney didn't fit the pop princess mold. She was gritty, raw, untamed. Industry suits suggested she soften her image, pick safer songs, mold herself into something marketable. But Courtney knew the truth. Her voice, her growl, her very essence wasn't a costume. It was her soul. Stripping it away would mean losing herself. The world applauded her uniqueness on stage, but behind the scenes, they tried to chip away at it. Social media became a double-edged sword. Fans flooded her with love, but critics sharpened their knives. Some called her too much, too different, too rough. Underneath it all, Courtney was still a teenager trying to find herself. But now, she was doing it under a microscope. While executives plotted her next move, Courtney retreated into what had always been her sanctuary: music. Small gigs, songwriting sessions, late nights with her guitar. She wasn't chasing radio hits, she was chasing authenticity. She didn't want to be a brand. She wanted to be an artist. The momentum didn't slow. If anything, it accelerated. Courtney's cover sessions exploded online. She returned for America's Got Talent, The Champions, and again, the world cherished her. Yet something inside her was changing. The girl they had fallen in love with was evolving, stretching her wings, craving something more than just covers of vintage hits. She was experimenting with new sounds, new ideas, but the industry wasn't ready. They wanted the Courtney who could teleport them back to the 1960s, not the young woman grappling with her own creative identity. Each performance, each interview became a balancing act. Be who they loved, or become who she truly was. Behind the applause and flashing lights, the pressure gnawed at her. Courtney smiled for cameras, but felt herself unraveling inside. The expectations were suffocating. Her voice, once a joyful release, started feeling like a trap. Stage fright, anxiety, and crushing self-doubt crept in. The spark that once made her unstoppable dimmed under the relentless demands of fame, and then came 2020. The world paused, tours were canceled, studios shut down. For Courtney, it was an unexpected blessing. No deadlines, no interviews, no pressure, just silence. In that stillness, she rediscovered something precious, herself. Late nights, writing songs, strumming her guitar for no one but herself, singing just because it felt good. For the first time in years, she wasn't performing, she was healing. But healing is never simple. As the world reopened, so did the industry's demands. Faster, louder, shinier. And somewhere in that brutal return to normal, Courtney's resilience cracked. Whispers started circulating online. Courtney Hadwin had been hospitalized. No official statements, no explanations, just silence. Fans panicked. Speculation exploded. Was it exhaustion, anxiety, a complete mental and physical collapse? No one knew. Courtney's vibrant social media presence went dark. And for the first time, the world was forced to confront the human being behind the prodigy. Simon Cowell, a man famous for his unshakable composure, was visibly shaken. Appearing on live television to discuss the future of talent shows, he couldn't hold it together when Courtney's name came up. His voice faltered, his face crumpled. "I've watched her grow," he said, tears pooling in his eyes. "She had something I've never seen before. To see her going through this, it's heartbreaking." Simon, the immovable judge, had been moved to tears. That moment went viral. Around the world, fans flooded social media with support not just for Courtney, but for Simon too. For the first time, millions saw the raw, unfiltered humanity behind the headlines. Simon wasn't mourning a career. He was mourning the pain of someone he believed in deeply. In the months that followed, the focus shifted. No more talk of album sales or tour dates. Only Courtney's health mattered now. Freed from the immediate glare of the spotlight, she began the slow, painful journey of healing. She wrote. She played music for herself again. She rebuilt, brick by brick, the foundation that fame had so violently shaken. Simon Cowell quietly stayed in touch. No contracts, no obligations, just a mentor offering support. "Take your time," he reportedly told her. "The world can wait." Today, Courtney Hadwin is no longer just the girl who stunned America with a raspy growl and electric energy. She's a survivor, a young woman who faced the worst the industry could throw at her and chose authenticity over convenience. Early whispers hint at a new album on the horizon, one infused with her true voice, not the one the world tried to force upon her. The road ahead is still uncertain. Fame can be a merciless beast, but Courtney has already achieved something rarer than a #1 hit. She's reclaimed herself. Whether she returns to massive stages or carves out an indie path on her own terms, one thing is clear. She is writing her own story now. And as for Simon Cowell, that moment of tears reminded the world that even the most hardened hearts can break when someone they believe in is hurting. It was a moment that stripped away the glitz and showed what truly matters: people, dreams, humanity. Courtney Hadwin's journey is a reminder to us all. Success isn't about perfection. It's about persistence, authenticity, and the courage to keep singing even when the world tries to silence you. Courtney's silence in the public eye has only amplified her legend. Where some fade into obscurity, she has built anticipation with every quiet month that passes. Each absence from the spotlight seems to reinforce the idea that when she finally returns, it won't just be for a fleeting moment. It'll be something monumental. A statement, not a request for attention. Fans can feel it in their bones. Courtney isn't done. She's just getting started. Behind the scenes, there are whispers of new material, unlike anything the world has heard before. Insiders hint that Courtney's upcoming songs dive deeper into her own story: heartbreak, survival, resilience, and rebirth. She's not just aiming to top the charts, she's writing her truth, crafting music that bleeds authenticity. Producers lucky enough to work with her describe late-night studio sessions filled with raw emotion, unfiltered honesty, and performances so powerful they leave the room silent. It's not about fame for Courtney anymore. It's about creating something that matters. And it's not just music that Courtney is focused on. Friends close to her suggest she's considering using her platform to advocate for mental health awareness among young artists. After all she's been through, the pressure, the scrutiny, the emotional cost of early fame, Courtney understands better than anyone how important it is to have a voice beyond the stage. If she chooses to speak out, she won't just be making music. She'll be leading a movement, reminding the entertainment world that vulnerability isn't a weakness. It's a superpower. Meanwhile, Simon Cowell remains quietly in her corner. No flashy endorsements, no public campaigns, just real, consistent support. His faith in Courtney hasn't wavered through the storms. Instead, it's grown stronger. Those who know Simon say he sees something in Courtney that he rarely sees in anyone. A once-in-a-generation spirit, unbroken even by the harshest realities of the industry. For Simon, it's never been about record deals or ratings. It's been about protecting that spark and making sure the world doesn't lose it. The future for Courtney Hadwin is unwritten, but one thing is certain. When she steps back onto the world stage, it won't be as a girl fighting to prove herself. It will be as an artist who already knows who she is. Raw, real, and unapologetically powerful. The world thought they had seen what Courtney Hadwin could do. They were wrong. The real Courtney is yet to come, and when she arrives, she won't just make noise, she'll make history. Now, we want to hear from you. What do you think about Courtney Hadwin's incredible journey? Were you surprised to see Simon Cowell so emotional? Do you think Courtney will make a triumphant return? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing your opinions. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss another deep dive into the stories that move the world. Thanks for watching. Until next time.